Hey guys, it's Lee, Flat Guys. I'm here with my buddy Cliff Quicksell.
Hey, what's up, Lee? Hey man, it's good. It's good.
Hey, thanks for the last 2 days.
It was enjoyable. I'm glad to see you're back on the horse.
Yeah, I'm trying, man.
So to speak.
I'm giving everything I got.
On that proverbial horse.
I know. So I spent the last 2 days here at I Promote You, learning and growing. Cliff Quicksell and all the other great people here at I Promote You have been doing a great job, kind of rekindling my fire and helping me get focused. And so all you struggling entrepreneurs, man, I got a lot of good stuff to share with you. That's why Cliff's here, man. Cliff is a fantastic motivational speaker. Man, tell us about yourself.
Well, what do you want to know? I mean, I've been speaking and motivating people and getting them excited, just a lot like Lee does about, I think there's so much untapped potential in people that they don't, and they become their own worst enemy.
They do.
You know, and by becoming their own worst enemy, yeah, we just, and look, I'll raise my hand too, I'm guilty as well. I mean, it's just that, you know, we become our own worst enemy. We stop believing in ourselves and our ability to do things, and certain little things make us stumble, and then that stumbling becomes like a tumbleweed going down a hill. And you know, it's the importance of being able to, you know, to stop that. I just think that if you look at my website, my whole goal is to kind of like crush the mediocrity that runs rampant in small business, and just help people see that they're so much better than they perceive themselves as.
Right. What is your website?
It's www.quicksellspeaks.com.
He's the man. You guys got to check him out. Hey, Evan Carmichael, did you hear what he said? Human untapped potential, you got to believe, right? This is the man. I got to get you guys in the same room together.
That would be dynamite.
He's pretty awesome. You're pretty awesome. You guys are going to get along.
Yeah.
So for you struggling entrepreneurs, I have a question, Cliff. If you could give us your top 1, 2, 3, or 4 things that an entrepreneur that's just like me, like you saw what I went through the last 2 years. You're one of the people that helped pull me out. I have this great idea, this business, I'm up and running, and I just get bogged down, right? By the day-to-day, you're buried in it. You don't even want to wake up. You're depressed, you're gaining weight, you're not eating right. You're trying to find that discipline again, or you've lost it. Like, what's your top 2 or 3 things to help someone kind of get pointed in the right direction again? What do you recommend for someone like that?
I think the number one thing is to acknowledge that there's a challenge, there's a problem. If you don't acknowledge it, then it's just not going to go away. And you know, that's one of the things that I admire about you. I mean, I've seen the ebbs and flows of what's going on in your business. I've spent time with you in your offices in Texas, and things were great, then they were crappy, then they were great again and crappy. And that happens. But I think that, you know, first of all, you really have to come almost like to a soul-searching, come to Jesus meeting with yourself. Yeah. And there's a philosophy that I have when and my son, Alex, who I love, when I first told him this, he goes, boy, that's pretty arrogant. Yeah. But I have this philosophy that I believe that it's like a pyramid. And I look at it, I come first, number one.
Right.
My wife and my kids come second. My immediate family and good friends come third, and my job comes last.
Right.
And I look at it this way, is if I'm whole 100%, spiritually, mentally, physically, and I do believe all the 3 things that really matters, then when I do that, everybody below that pyramid benefits.
That's true.
And I have to be whole with that.
That's true.
And I've gone through some pretty rocky things myself, and I've had some mentors and help along the way that have basically slapped me in the face and said, enough.
Yeah.
You know, and sometimes you need that. And so
that's what he told me.
Yeah, and I just think, you know, and not chasing the shiny object. Sometimes the gold that you have is sitting right there in front of you.
Right.
So I think taking care of yourself first in every level, and understanding that getting yourself in that space makes everybody else benefit, and that's what life is. That's what's enriching about life.
Right. I love it. You know, that's what I did. That's how I've gotten to this point, is because of Cliff and Evan and all you other guys. I wasn't putting myself first, which so my wife could benefit, my son, the rest of my family, my employees. I let everybody down.
Yeah.
And I felt super guilty about that. I did for a while. I no longer feel guilty. I was just in a bad place, but we fixed it. We got on the right path.
And I think too, what's really important is, I know this might sound clichéic, but to all your guests out there and whatnot that listen, you have to forgive yourself. You know, you make mistakes, people make mistakes, but you can't fix what's happened. You can just move forward. And I think that being kind enough to yourself to forgive yourself and say, okay, I made an error, I made a mistake, now it's time for me to move forward, and you do it with conviction. You can't fail.
Yeah, and I think you need to forgive, if you feel wronged by someone, you need to forgive them too and move on. You know, for whatever reason they did what they did. In my situation, that's what was one of my triggers. I forgave them, right? We don't have to go into details. And that was like my first healing, and it took me a while to get through, like get over with denying what happened, but I got over it. I'm in a great place, man. I'm super focused. It's why we're doing this channel, because I want to help you guys. I don't want you guys to go through what I went through. You know, I sense that you're gonna.
But they will.
Well, they have to have some struggle. Yeah, right? You can't have growth.
Yeah.
But you need to be able to, you know, navigate through it, right, and get to the other side. What other tips do you have?
I think there's a lot to be said about being authentic.
Oh, amen to that.
Authenticity is, you know, with Cliff, with Lee, and I mean, I consider Lee a dear friend, and I will tell you, what you see in Lee is what you see in Lee. This is not fabricated on this channel. He is who he is, and that's who I am. And you know what? I come to believe that while I'd like everybody to like Cliff, the reality is that ain't happening. It's just not happening. So I just have to be authentic to myself, authentic to my friends, and the people that embrace that and find that authenticity real enough that they want to associate with me. That's the sign of the true friend. Yep. And I mean, and I don't begrudge people that don't gravitate towards me, and that's fine, because I can't please everybody.
No, and you shouldn't have to.
No.
Nope. Did you have any closing thoughts?
Keep listening to this guy. Keep listening to this guy.
Hey, I'm learning from these guys, right?
And I'm learning from this guy too, so it's good. And no, to everybody out there, just realize that you're not going through this alone, really. The reality is everybody's experiencing this stuff at different levels. So if you can just keep your focus about you and own things, one of the other things is accountability. You know, if you have self-accountability, I'll never forget my former partner. I used to own a headwear company, and my partner used to say to me, you know, if we do 100 things the right way, and on the 101st time we do it wrong, the first 100 times don't matter. Right. So the thing is, and then be able to say to yourself, you know, why did I do that? So when I do my coaching and whatnot, people will say, well, I'm not getting out. Okay, well, why is that? Well, I don't know. Bull. You know why you're not getting out. Why aren't you getting out? And so when you can, and to get to the point where you don't have to depend on other people to hold you accountable, where you can hold yourself accountable, and that's the toughest thing. When you can do that, man, that and authenticity and understanding that you come first in the pyramid and doing everything you can to make yourself the best that you can be, you can't help but win.
Yeah. You know, I have a little small example to share with you. So normally when I'm on these trips and training, I'll go to the dinners and I'll have a few drinks and I'll loosen up and you know, 9 times out of 10 I'll have a few more drinks, whatever. And but I'm miserable the next morning and I want to sleep in. And you know what? I don't know if you noticed last night at the restaurant, I didn't have a single drink. And when we got back to the hotel, I didn't go to the bar. I went straight to the room. I was like, no, you know what? I have things to do. I've got to get some sleep. I've got to call my son and help him with his math homework. And I got to be able to get up in the morning because I had classes today. And I actually told my wife last night when I called her, I was like, you're not going to believe this. I didn't have a single drink at dinner tonight. She's like, what? I didn't need it. I needed to focus on me, and I was holding myself accountable. Like, that was one of my conscious things of me trying to teach myself to be accountable to, my responsibilities.
Yeah. Hey,
I was so proud of myself. So,
as you should be.
yeah, thanks, man.
Hey,
Dude, I appreciate you.
all the best, man.
Tell them the website again.
Cliff Quicksell, I'm sorry, my name is Cliff Quicksell, and believe it or not, that really is my last name. It's quicksellspeaks.com.
Check him out. Flat ass baby.
Yeah, man.
See ya.
Cheers.
That's a good. That's